We are live. And tonight we'll be doing action poses. So I'm streaming from my iPad using Procreate, and my reference over here is on Pinterest. And I do them on Fridays, but it feels impossible for some reason to do a live stream on Friday for me. Okay, so I usually just take the whole screen and then I resize them and keep adding layers. Alright, so yeah, I haven't warmed up or anything. I should have warmed up this live stream and how to set it up correctly. Figure out how to add my little avatar on the bottom there. It's pretty cool. Is audio working? Let me just have a scribble so I know that it's working. Audio working? Let me just have a scribble so I know that it's working. Alright, so yep, it's working, and back to the musica. So we're cooking with gas. Okay, here we go. And let me see, should I time this? No, I'm just gonna go with the flow. So whenever I feel like it's ready, I'm gonna move on. So one thing that I was practicing last stream was to, oh, what is that? Okay, so when the iPad is charging, it does this weird thing where it glitches. Let me see, disconnect it. Yeah, it's much better. All right, let's start that over. So I was saying that last time when I was streaming, I was practicing not going over my line more than once, and I want to keep that to see if it speeds up the habit of drawing faster, which is what I'm trying to work on, speed and capturing gesture. So it also helps to capture the motion that the character is in. And I'm doing this because I want to get better at drawing for animation. Instead of doing some animations, which I may show you later on, of a silly dance that's been trending on YouTube. And yeah, I want to get better at drawing faster so that I can animate. It's been a while since I've done a short animation, and yeah, I need to get better. I need to pull out. I want to finish animations. I want to create little short stories, and yeah, should be making shorts. The last time I made an animation, like a 30-second animation, not minutes, was when I was in school because I was forced to create projects for a grade. But ever since then, oh, and also when I get paid, made a couple of animations for clients. But I want to keep telling my own stories. And so many. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's my baby crying for mama. So you'll hear that every once in a while. We're at a hotel today, visiting, leaving the city for a little bit. So, yeah, I hope you don't mind baby crying in the background. I think this one should be about let's see. bring this down. Let's see if I can. I think I can mute. I can pause the video for a second. This is getting. Yeah, so I'll take a. Okay, so that's fixed. We were just a little hungry, and Mama turned up the TV. She was watching some cartoons. Back to this thing. So habits are really bad to break. Like I said, trying not to do this over going over the line more than once. But bad habits are bad to break. So here we are going over the line over and over again. And one thing I also noticed last time was that my eyes, there's a hand and eye coordination that I'm still sort of when I take a long time without drawing, although I draw every day, but for some reason, drawing smaller things. I've been drawing a lot of faces. I've been doing all these portraits of rappers like Mortal Kombat characters, but I haven't been drawing full characters recently. And yeah, so seeing these small details, I need to sharpen my eyes and my hands so that my drawing matches the picture. Okay, here we go. I really like this curve this guy's on, this C curve. Let's see how the volume or stream. Checking the volume on the YouTube to see if it's working correctly. On okay, yep, it's working correctly. Okay, back to music. And yeah, so I also stream just for an hour too, which sometimes it's just when I'm getting warmed up and then I stop. But there should come a time where I stream more than an hour. Because they say the recommendation time to stream is about 2 to 3 hours to let your subscribers or your followers know that you're live. But yeah, oh yeah, I should tell people on Instagram that I'm live. Let me share this stream on Instagram. Right there you go. You could send it to Blender, and Blender you could do a couple of more things like animation. You could probably work on the lighting and better texture probably, and pose it better. You can also rig it after you model it on Procreate. But I haven't. I've been doing only like bust, nothing too major. I've done a couple of full body ones, but mainly just to practice anatomy and placement and just like the basic shape of a body. All right, we can move on to this guy. Yeah, this guy's pretty epic. His pose. I think I've done him before, so should be pretty simple. And you can see, like, even though his hands are the same size, because this one is closer, this arm is closer, and the angle, it's longer. Um, so it's like sort of this arc. And you can see the bat when they meet, sort of, his hands are like over here. Let's continue. The videos I've been doing on my YouTube channel have been without sound because for some reason I don't find a quiet space to make voiceovers. And although it shouldn't be that complex, but I overthink things too much, and then I just like, I'm not gonna do it. So I've been uploading them without any voiceovers. But I do, and when I try to make a voiceover, I was just messing up so much that I was like, the last video I did, a portrait of Supercell, uh, Perfect Cell from Dragon Ball Z, and I was just like trying to explain that my footage got messed up, and that I was just gonna there'll be a skip part that gets from like very beginning sculpt to one that already has color, and yeah, my iPad got full, and um I lost all that footage because I used to screen record, and I'm working on Nomad Sculpt, but it takes up all the memory in the iPad. So now I record from my phone. And I was trying to explain that, but somehow my words couldn't get there. I kept talking about other stuff, and I just decided to upload it without any voiceovers, and it works because my whole point right now is to get the algorithm going and have people find me and sort of attract people that are sculpting. So those videos have been working, and for some reason the stories, the shorts, the YouTube shorts have been working better than my long format videos. They they get more views and they're shorter, so people, excuse me, they end up finding me through there. And those are just the turnaround of the sculpt, the turntable. I mean, hi little girl, you're a little girl, yeah. The little one stepped into the office of this hotel room. All right, so this guy should be about done. So they say the first few, like the first 10 drawings you do, they usually are not that good, and then things, your eye adjusts, your hand adjusts, and then you start seeing results. And yeah, sometimes 10, 20 drawings, your first 20 drawings. So don't get discouraged if your first drawing doesn't turn out the way you want. Most of us will stop right at the first drawing that we do. So that's a little tip to encourage to draw more. There's an angle here, which I didn't need, so that means, yeah, so there's a lot of angle playing that our eyes lie to us. And so the knees lined up sort of like in this diagonal angle. I don't know how you can see. How can I show you? I guess I could copy this picture. Let's see how I can copy this. There we go. Let's see. And where's the copy? There we go. Let's see if I can paste it here. Allow. All right. So there's this angle. Let's see. Yep. So there's the angle, but the feet meets the neon. If I were to draw straight, there's like a bit of a space. So I need to find that angle. And I even think that's still too low. Oh, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, when this one thing or the other. But luckily, with this app, I can cut and move and warp things. Let's see, something like this. All right. And this guy, I can distort it. So he's all the way out here. Let's see, warp. Let's see. Hold on one second. I made this for too long. Yeah, all right. I think it's time to move on to the next one. Well, let me do his eyes. Pretty epic. His face is slow. It's coming up here. Dun, 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 dun. He's giving the suspense look. Like I just slashed you, you're gonna fall. All right. There we go. And oh yeah, I take out the music when this commercial's playing. All right, so this is interesting. So if anyone comes to the chat, I am not looking at the chat. I just posted it on Instagram, but I don't have that many followers. So I'm gonna focusing on drawing only. All right, here we go. And right away, because I've spent more than, let me see, I've drawn more than 3 drawings, my eyes already start finding more things that I should draw instead of focusing only on shapes. All right, here we go. But this is such an epic pose with foreshortening. There's so much energy, motion that I think this guy deserves like a finished piece. Oh, well, yeah, I should get him pretty detailed. Yeah, he's sideways. Well, actually, I just make them smaller so I don't mess up all the other drawings. There we go. I always draw the hand sort of like the arms, the biceps sort of cylinders. This hand is coming forward. Yeah. And then there's a microphone here. Let's put up the music. That's about that time. The zone mode kicks in. Zone. And you sort of feel the transition. Well, I feel the transition that's happening right now in my brain and in my hands to sort of just keep drawing. And yeah, you want the ball? Here you go. Mama can't come here, baby. All right, here we go. This guy coming around like this. And it comes out here. Just come. I'm not. It's just the voice. There we go. We got something here. All right, let's keep adding a little bit more details. So some rib cage. So that's one thing that I've been not working so much on, which is foreshortening. And when I'm confronted with this, sort of a little nerve-wracking, but because I don't, since I'm not used to it, the angles feel weird, and then the shapes get lost. Like the angles, like that arm could have probably been a little higher and a little straighter. Let me see, let's move in a little bit. Move this hand a little higher. There we go. You can stretch a little bit more. Remove this guy. Maybe make it bigger. Here we go. There we are. Alright, so we got the microphone. We got the head, back muscles, shoulder. So the knee comes in a little lower. Here we go. Straighten this pants a little bit. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, maybe his head could have been a little bigger. Let's see how it looks if it gets, oops. It's a little bigger and a little rounder. Here we go. Let's add some ears so you can see the the angle. Let's see if it's picking up my daughter talking in the background. Yeah, so once it comes out, it's no biggie. Alright, let's keep going. And there we go. Let's see. Write hello in the chat. Okay, I guess I can see the chat without needing to watch the video, needing to play the video, I guess. All right, next one. All right, so this one, pretty interesting. All right, so this one is a little trickier, right? Because all these guys are like they're not standing straight. In our eyes and our minds, we right away recognize this. Someone standing straight. The moment you flip something, now you're looking at shapes. So the default thing is just head is on top, and then everything goes down from there. But the brain sort of freaks out and like, oh, this is not a normal human. So now we need to make things sort of in shapes and block them out. All right, so that we find the action line, which may help us guide ourselves. Yeah, there we go. So that's the energy, and then the whole body's being held up by the hands, and the legs are balancing the rest. Alright, so here we have the basic skeleton pretty much. And then I just ignore those lines and then I add my own shapes. But using those things as guides, just got to make sure we find a balance. But of course, because he's supporting his leg on the wall, it's he's helping himself balance with that. Okay. So we can probably made him too little. I can move him up a little bit. Okay. So abdominal area and then chest and rib cage right here. Maybe a little bit more arch. The head right here. And keep shrinking. Déjame café. Hmm? You don't like the light? No. Okay. So go over there. Thank you. Alright. So the light comes here. And although he's wearing some baggy pants, sort of just draw out the legs as if he didn't have any pants on. And I gotta remember to look at the shapes that are being presented here. There's another angle here that I didn't find, so I get to move things around. There's a slight angle here from the thigh to the shin or the knee. It's a little bent, but I did not see that. Let's see. Alright, so make his arm a little bit bigger. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more curved. Have snapping on. And that's much better. It's much better. Yeah. Alright. So we have one guy, and I think I could draw. Ooh, you okay? Alright, let's draw his eyes in a minute. I'm gonna do this guy on the white shirt. I like his pose, looks sort of like Spider-Man. They all could be Spider-Man poses. Alright, and yeah, for this one, I'm just gonna go with shapes again, because the sort of the action is just his arm holding on, and his legs are. That's for me. His legs are just like making this triangle. My wife is being kind and giving me some tea, as she does every night. You hear the bangings of the bottle. Alright, here we go. I'm using the triangles as base. For the body, the head sort of connects here. The ear connects here. Okay. Okay. And then the hand comes up here. You can see that the knee, it's even higher than the head, or they're pretty much same level. So it would be like this. And all these things you got to take into consideration for it to look right and feel right. Sometimes you're like, well, does it feel off? You know? And then that means the hand goes even higher. Let's see. Okay, so we can move him down. Yeah, so this hand also gets a little lower, even lower than the foot. So I moved from where my daughter was playing, and now she finds me in this other corner, and she's like, "Hey, come back here." I need a little bit of silence, baby, so I can talk to people that are watching on the internet. Why? Because I draw. People watch draw sometimes. Okay. Yeah, and I need to focus a little bit. Okay. Thank you, baby. Your scooter? We left the scooter in the house. For real? Yeah. Alright, so I got stuck in this arm now. when you get stuck, just look at the shape that's in front of you and just do it as quick as you can, and you get unstuck. Ooh, that's a big harm. And we can't see the hand, but I definitely see a lot of things that are off, starting from all the angles. So like in this one, I see that it follows sort of like, let's see, let's turn this orange. See that this follows this way, and it's sort of accurate because I started with the gesture line. But because I didn't start with the gesture line in this one, decided to go with a different method. There's a lot of things that now I have to tweak. If I would have done this from the beginning, it would have been easier to find the shapes in there. Sort of go with that flow or the action line. But now I'm scrambling and looking for the angles, and yeah, and the head is maybe a little smaller. Right, yeah. Then his shoulder comes out. Sort of like that game that you play when you were a kid, or from books that you would make the shapes just connecting the angles in that way. I still see drawings like that here and there, but we forget, so we think that we have to reinvent the wheel every time. But just gotta do what we learned, and everything will be alright. Oh, thank you. Alright, guess we can move on to the guy. Um, I guess we can move on from this picture. Just start a new picture as a whole. Alright, where's the música? Oh, we've been live for 27 minutes now. And babe, cierra la puerta, por favor. 1 second, and we can find the música. Oh, and let's see. All right, we can move on to another picture. Oh, so these aren't in my saved pictures, but I'm gonna save it into my action poses. I don't think I have this one. Oh, so I'm gonna go with it. So these weird poses, these awkward in the middle of a movement, they're pretty challenging. But this time I'm gonna do an action line just so that I can guide my eye a little bit. I think that's pretty good. And I'm gonna revert to the bean method, sort of adding these two things to uh, the waist, the rib cage, and that helps out a lot to find your first big shapes. There you go. So this one, I think I'm gonna be going with a lot of the S's, S S movements and close some shapes up. And now I see that this leg is even lower than I thought. So I get to erase it. And this leg comes mostly out of the rib cage. Just like the pants here. And then this leg is the same, sort of ends at the same level as the head. So we can shrink this one. Shrink it a little bit. Let me take out this leg here. There we go. And then this leg in the back, we're gonna make a triangle. All right. The sweater. I guess I'm gonna be drawing for this. I'm gonna be drawing her clothes. Clothes. This ripple here. All right. So clean up. And for the leg, down, and be like a mitten. All right, that's interesting. Now we're gonna go with the head, and we're used to drawing. Most of us just start drawing with the head because that's the thing on the top. But for a while, I trained to draw the body, and that was my main focus at one point, just drawing the torso and the waist to get the too big a shape out the way. That's somewhat accurate. And here we have somebody flipping with a weird arm. There we go. I guess our glutes could be a little bit more accented. And let me just fill this in. Feels like a silhouette in a way. Some white highlights here and there. And her hair. So even though I tried to get these shapes, because my brain tells me that a head is a circle with a neck, well, a circle with a neck like this, I'm sort of having trouble creating this upside down head. So let me see if I guide myself a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty hard. So yeah, I think we leave it here and move on to the next one. Alright, let's go back to these guys. Oop, drew that one. And I'll say like it'll be fun to going back to the references, well, the pictures that you've drawn before, and do them again. And then you can, and I'm sure a lot of artists have, a lot of people have drawn a lot of the same poses over and over again. And you can feel like the third time you draw it, it comes out better because you practiced it beforehand. Alright, so This guy has a very long upper body. At least it looks like that. Alright, here I'm imagining this guy's body looking like this. Now this one is more skeleton. I'm finding like the muscles and the way that the body's turning should be more like this. His chest sort of ends right here. An interesting pose. There was a 1.2 that I used to just draw the hands first. I did the body and then without doing this part, I'll just draw the hand and then connect them to wherever they were. So I'll find sort of like the angle where the head meets the head and make this triangle. Sort of draw it. When you draw, then these things feel normal. When you stop doing figure drawings or just drawing a lot of bodies, your brain sort of goes to sleep. And these things, palm right there. All right. I feel like lo-fi is the best thing to stream to because it keeps us a steady pace, that it doesn't accelerate your thinking. It just like keeps it smooth. Yeah. All right. So his foot is there. This other one is like back here, just in an angle like this. There we go. Eyes up here. I want to do the sweater. Just feels. Let's just do a little afro on this guy. This sweater feels pretty cool. I'm just gonna change the color for the sweater. Let me group this. Yeah, this guy. See, the hoodie comes here, and then the bottom part of the hoodie goes there. At the sweater. And when you're when you're designing a character, sometimes you draw the skeleton, and let's say you're sending it to a client, you want to just draw on top of it so that you can change the clothes. You can maybe change the color easier, but you leave the skeleton or the bottom part of the character just as a mannequin. You could just dress him up, take things down, put hat on, and then here we have it. So you see I did the leg sort of straight, but in the picture, the pants are loose. So it creates this flap over here in front of the knee and over here too on the bottom. So he looks like he's doing some sort of like dance move on my drawing instead of walking on a wall. All right, let's move on to the next one. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough because again we're missing a head, and when we're missing a head, my mind panics. So let's start with the one receiving the kick. So he has a curve in the back, and all I gotta focus is on sort of doing the torso, the upper body, just make him smaller. Then lower body right here. He's sort of losing balance because of the kick. Alright, bring his hand here, with his bicep. Let's see, one leg is over here, the other one is coming back, sort of aligned with the back. Alright, there's a bit of an arch. And his toes are there. You can tell that I did this too. I can tell. Maybe you too, but I can tell that I did this leg a little bit too, his knee too high. So just erase that. Put this right here. And connect him back to his body. Do his shorts. Okay. And even though the hands are connected, pretty much the bicep is connected to the forearm, I like to separate it so I can find the shape. Because I'm doing something that's familiar to me. So this shape, this sort of diamond shape, is what I go to for for forearm. And then a cylinder like that is what I go to for the bicep. And then I'll add, let me just, keep that on there and move it behind him. And then from that, I just take out the muscles, maybe like his biceps are showing here. I mean, his triceps. I'll add that there. And sometimes the biceps are showing, but in this case, they're not. So we're gonna keep it like that. Maybe too long. So let's retract his hand just a little. And then we could do the gloves up here. There we go. Just another pair of gloves on top. Alright, so he definitely lost his balance with the kick of this other guy. And again, even though this leg is not closed, I'll make him a full shape. And then you see, this is the floor, pretty much where the front leg is placed. And this back leg is sort of a little bit off the ground. So let's say this is where it ends. Sort of this distance between the two, the foot, the back foot, and the floor. So I'll draw the lower part of it and then go backwards. Alright. Triangle. So again, I'm looking for triangle, squares, and circles. Triangle, squares, and circles. Or triangle, rectangles, and circles. Or ovals. And here we have the falling guy. Maybe I did this too long. There we go. And this guy's head is over here. You get to see his eye a little bit in there. And that's how you take a kick. Alright, now we're the second guy. So his leg is over here. When there's two guys fighting, I like to sort of play it like a puzzle. What happened? Oh yeah? Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's pretty good. And this guy, let's make his. Oop, you okay? You want to drink some tea? Okay. Alright, let's delete that. And go simple. Go simple. So ovals, triangles, and squares. Ovals, triangles, and rectangles. And cylinders now, alright? Alright, we can move in. Let's see. Oh, okay. So his arm comes up here. Then we do sort of the diamond shape. And wow, so this one connects all the way to the trunk, the boxing shorts. And his head pops up over here a little bit. Swoosh. Alright, so his torso is even smaller than I drew it. The line in there, another line right here. And short sort of meets right there. There's this shape right here. Huh? Oh, thank you. Alright. Alright, so for this leg, I guess it can go higher. And in the picture, if you see like the two boxing gloves, they line up. Let's copy this. Let me see if I can get a cutout. Oh, there we go. Can I copy this though? Nope. No. Let's copy it like this again. Copy, delete, and paste. So this is a good way to study the drawing as you're doing it, so you can find like the right angles using negative shape and other things. So let's bring this guy to the study box. Turn it on. Okay. So again, we're gonna go with orange. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. So these angles. So the two boxing gloves meet. This guy's sort of like everything that's on at the end of it. We could see that this is the shape sort of that it has. This is the outer, and this other one here. There's no monster. Alright, so with this guy, so this is the shape that this guy has, sort of. Well, taking out the top line, sort of this. What is it? Hex. What is it? And this guy. Let's do purple for this other guy. His shape is, I'll say, also a trapezoid. Let's see. More rectangular than anything. Let's turn off these guys in the back. So these are the basic shapes that I need to fit all that information in. It looks so much simpler when it's broken down like that. But so much information to go by. So now you need to pay attention to this negative triangle here. It's another triangle here, another triangle here. So let's see. Let's turn off this guy and just focus on one at a time. So triangle here, and triangle here. Let's see how good are we doing. Let's try to fit in those triangles to this guy. Let's copy this. And then we can move it around. Turn these two off. So I'm not doing so good, I say, seeing the angles. Right away you can tell that the angle's off. Alright, so let's go back to work. And we can move this leg a little bit higher. There we go. So this triangle is there. Like a baby. Alright. Here I go. Just doodling without making any drawing. Okay. And you see the distance between these two guys is far greater in the drawing, but you turn it off for now so that I can focus on one guy at a time. There we go. Add the boxing over here, the boxing glove. Okay. So again, these things sort of match. It's not supposed to go past the boxing glove. So his leg's supposed to be over here somewhere. Make a square, rectangle for that. Mark the leg wrap. Maybe this leg needs to be a little smaller. This foot and erase this. And mark that going down. Okay. Now we can play around with placement. And I made him bigger. I made this guy bigger than the other guy. So we can make him smaller. And that's much better. This foot covers pretty much is the rest of the head. That's pretty good. But again, studying the negative shape. Oops, what did I delete? There we go. Studying the negative shape again. Let's test those theories. Okay, so now let's see where they fit. A lot better. Still could have been a little, the angles could have been much uh, neater, but here's the general idea. Alright, so this point over here sort of meets the goal. This one here, the glove needs to be a little bit higher, and the knee also meets the goal. So let's keep that there for reference. Yeah, I'll grab this whole glove, move it. But yeah, so studying, when you're studying, this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be marking things, playing with the placement, moving things around, cutting paste, and really like look at angles, because angles make or break your drawing. And that's pretty good, I'll say. All right, let's see now if also this thing fits the, if this guy meets the shape that I did from the photo. And I guess because I did the negative spacing, it helped. But I see still the hand could have been a little bit more to the left. The glove probably smaller. But on a general statement, it does fit. Pretty happy with that. Let's hide this. Oh, I could just say that. Now, this other guy, let's see if he fits on this. Higher, and then this is lower. I think I made his back too far back. And this other leg too forward. But yeah, you can see that a lot of the things don't align with this guy. Let's see how we can fix it to make it fit a little better. Let's check out the reference again. You see like the legs, the front leg, this leg right here, and the glove line up pretty straight. And in my drawing, this leg is way too far out. It's supposed to be a straight line from the edge of this glove to the edge of the foot. Alright, so let's move this guy's foot. Okay. We can delete this and close it off right here. This pen maybe a little higher. This other pen also a little higher. Okay, make the glove maybe a little bit rounder, and then this other one start off right here. Alright, that's a lot better. Let's delete this. Hide it. And I'll say that's a lot closer to the reference. But now, looking again, this guy's a little higher, maybe smaller. There we go. This is pretty close. Let's make this into a group. And let's group. That one could stay there. All right, let's see. Yep. Then you can start. Now you'll like I'm finding all the different angles that I could have traced down to. But let's see after studying that one picture, how I do on the next one. All right, so I'm just gonna do the basic shape from the get-go. So the hand over here, using the method that I was talking about, just dots. And the other hand, it's over here. Now I see that the two hands sort of go on an angle. So the angle is over here. Let's say the end of the other hand is here. And maybe even further out. Boom. Now to the edge of the foot, coming down. And these foot are both touching the same ground line, I'll say. Although this one comes out a little more than the hand, so it goes further forward. And here we have, this is more of a pentagon. Here we go. So we got all the angles. And let's draw the negative shape. So triangle here. Another triangle here. This is not a triangle, but let's see. So down to the leg, elbow goes up right here, down. Let's skip the butt and this weird shape with a round here. And yeah, so actually the hand goes up a little bit more. Okay, so, and then last thing, from the head down to the hand, it's another triangle, and between the legs. So this is the mommy, the Egyptian hieroglyphic of this guy. There we go. All right, so we got the basic shape, the silhouette shape of the figure. Then we got the negative spaces. And now let's see how it goes. Since we got those basic things done to sort of frame the character in here. The body comes into here. And this is another guideline that we can use. Shoulder goes down like this. The hand comes out. Shoulder right here. Let's bring down this opacity. Okay. Connect the whole body right here to the leg. Maybe a little bit smaller waist. But this definitely helped out a lot. Even to find like the shoulder and the head sort of meet. The head is not directly above the middle of the back. It's sort of like a little bit forward. Middle of the back could be right here. They can make the back even a little wider. Okay. So kneecap. We call this batata in Dominican Spanish, the calf muscle. Again, we see this diamond shape for the legs. I mean, for the shin, I say, and calf muscle area. Okay. And the back comes down this way. Let's see. Okay. Triangle. And saying it out loud does help me out to remember what shape I see. Okay. Now let's start the other leg. Kind of remembering what things are meeting so that I don't make one longer than the other. There's a lot of twisting happening right here. So this is sort of like this. Body straight. Everything goes. The leg stays facing this direction, but the back turned this way. Okay, I think this bat's even more, a little higher. Bring this down a little bit. The beam set volume. Okay. And right now, also tempted. Like I say, that maybe the negative space is way too wide. But I was tempted. Maybe this leg is too high. Make it lower, and then this angle a little bit lower also. Close this off. And the curve of the batata. Let's see something. So that thing there didn't let me see his foot. And if you are looking at this foot, you're gonna think it's broken because we're not used to seeing foot bent like this. But when you do a swing, all that energy goes down to that foot, and it has to twist. Usually so all the weight is in the back foot, and then on that heel there. We don't see the foot bent like this when with weight on it. But that's how it is. I'll think of the foot. This is how I'll think of the foot in the front there. But in real life, it doesn't make sense. So curve it up here. Make it, I guess I can make it a triangle. Connect it there. Connect it here. Close that off, and then curve it again. And the sole of the shoe also can guide me to make a better foot. And here we have it. He can maybe, I could lean him a little bit more back, maybe. Let's see. It's a little better. His face, his ears right here. We got a helmet. Or a cap. His chin comes out. Alright, let's do the uniform. In orange. Let's see, what is this? The sleeves end right there. Oh, even though I already did that, the legs sort of created that separation there. Let's color it in the socks. This other part I can erase it away and then add it. So, and there's shoes. Let's color in the glove. Okay. This thing that's hanging there, I don't know what that is, but it's probably like a elbow pad. For those in the market for flavor, there's one. Okay, and then the glove over here. And the helmet. Alright. So we got, let's do these fingers sort of like painted. I could have sworn he had long hair, but that's the shadow in the crowd. Those are the Chicago Bulls. Interesting. It has the Chicago Bulls on it, but this, I remember the Chicago Cubs. That's a basketball. It's a basketball logo on his helmet. All right, way to confuse me. Okay, next guy. Let's group all that. I think that's pretty helpful, all those dashes and lines. So when I draw, I try to keep all that in mind now. But it's not as easy if you don't see it directly. You're imagining things in your head, but again, when you're studying, you can always do all this stuff. Add, take away. All right, so for this guy, all right, this next guy, let's see, what approach should I take? Let's just, it's pretty much like a triangle. Okay, so we can, this is expression. So right now, the most important thing to capture is the energy that he's exerting. Sort of like Wolverine pose. Something Wolverine would do. So I'm gonna try this this approach where I do sort of like a swimsuit or rectangle, curved rectangle with a triangle on the bottom. The legs come out. Now I gotta remember to take out the curve out the legs. And then just place a triangle here, just placeholder. But you can see right away that the drawing speed up the moment you start practicing things that you already did on previous drawings. Alright, and also these two are also on the same plane. Okay. Should be finishing soon. I mean, I should be finishing the live stream soon. It's already almost 11. I did this guy before, and I sort of fail in capturing the energy that he's pushing out. And I think I failed again because there's just sort of like energy, like he's leaping up. This leg is off the ground, like the heel is off the ground in this one. And let's do this other shoulder, the arm, and the hand. Maybe make his waist a little higher. Just coming down this way. Ribcage should be there. This connects. His head is a little bit forward. So he's yelling or screaming. And there's this one guy on Instagram that he captures energy pretty good. I was just asking him to do a YouTube video. He goes by K underscore petchuck. K underscore petchuck art. Yeah, he did this one of guy punching, and I think he captured the energy so good. I'm like, yeah, that's a good skill to have, to capture emotion, capture energy, emotion. And let's clean this up a little bit. Then I'm gonna do the outfit with orange again. Just capturing the essence here. It's a lot of energy in the face as he's yelling. But you can feel like such a subtle energy. Let's see, so maybe this leg is higher in comparison, so this other leg, it's a little bit higher. Oops. Alright, ear here, mouth is there, eyes over here. His head, and the nose over here, eyes over here. Okay. So let's draw his outfit. But I definitely don't feel like I capture the energy. Maybe let's do some corrections. So he's pulling up. So now I'm thinking as in movement. What are the movement that he's doing? And I just capture something. That he's pulling the elbow up. So he's, let's grab this whole thing. So in his motion, he's sort of bringing the elbow back. And this hand's a little closer. Alright, and right away that feels different. And that's expressing a little bit more energy. So there's these energies that I always try to find, and I don't seem to find that in this one. Like the back is not moving, it's not curving like that as much, or even the hip is not moving forward. Where if he was throwing a kick, it would be sort of like that, right? So his hip would be pulling forward, even if his body was sort of like leaning back. And yeah, so it would help to exaggerate certain things. but I don't seem to find much in this case to push and pull. Okay, maybe the hip. I'm going a little bit down. This contrapposto thing also tells you a lot, but his shoulders seem to be pretty leveled. What other thing? This leg comes down here. I see the distance from the glove, and the hand is pretty straight. And then I see that this leg doesn't come out as much, so but that then takes away energy from this drawing, I'll say. Let's see. Just a little bit closer. Let's see. So if I'm covering his head with my finger right now, trying to see what energy it gives me. Still see like the hands are the ones that are expressing a lot of energy too, because his fists are closed, and then this other foot is also telling you what his emotions are. Let's curve it a little bit. That's it. I feel like he just got someone out because his face mask is off, and they'll remove it when they're about to throw maybe 2 seconds to make a double play, or like someone just stole a base and he just got him out. So he's saying, "Yeah, I got him." All right, so his arms a little straighter. Okay, this body. All right, let's do the costume or the uniform. All right, helmet's on, glasses are on. Let's color in this helmet. And something cool that I noticed about these baseball players, which is also gave me an idea to make a character. It's like their protection gear could be like a superhero padding, which is pretty cool. And I'm surprised they haven't made Spider-Man playing like baseball and him wearing all this gear to protect his body. Could have been definitely a cool backstory for a character that becomes a superhero. He wears a baseball catcher suit or baseball catcher outfit. He has the glove here to stop any projectile that's coming towards him. He has well, he doesn't have an elbow cover, but he has knee pads to, in case he lands or jumps from different altitude. If he lands on his knees, he got shin guards, so he can kick someone and not get hurt if they clash shins. Yeah, I feel like these baseball guy could make a good superhero outfit. Probably the most practical because these paddings tend to be too big. Not as big as maybe football players. We have the shoulder pads and all that stuff. But here we have something. Let's color this in. Color this in. His belt. Let's color in this part here. Shin guards. And yeah. Alright. That should be good for now. Then one last. And this is the last sketch of the night. Pretty. The challenge would be if I capture him running, like the energy of him running. So right away, I'm gonna point out one thing that I used to do a lot before was capture the shoulder levels. Right now it's Sonic. Sip on half-price shakes. Capture shoulders, and then capture hip. I can see that that contrapposto or counterbalance is in play here. I can see all energy, and I now like this right away tells me that he's bending a little bit on the left side, on this side. So if you were to stretch the lines like that, it come to a point they meet. And let's see, mm, let's add this in orange. Go back over here. All right, so torso, waist, excuse me, waist. And then I'll say that he's sort of stretching on the right. Okay. His midline, the line in the middle, sort of curves from like a C curve coming down. Show chest lines over here, going up. All right, and takes out the shoulder from this side, this other shoulder. So there we have that chest, sort of like a diamond. Our shoulder, the bicep coming out this way. All right, let's bring him down so they can fit the head. Shrink him a bit. So we can see that oops, change the color by mistake. You can see that the chest and the elbow are sort of in the same line on the right. So elbow comes out to here and has a slight curve right here, and then meets in the waist. And there's just slight curves that happen in the arm that sometimes we love to exaggerate and make them like that, but because of the angles, it doesn't come out so far. I mean, the hands, forearms, slight curve over here. Actually, let's forget about the curves and just make mass cylinders. And then another cylinder here, the arm coming out, sort of like in this triangle. Negative space. Another cylinder sort of coming forward. And again, you can see that the waist and the hands are in the same line. And interesting. So I can move both things because they're highlighted, but the main layer is the darker blue. Pretty neat. Alright, let's move up his hand a little bit. So right here, holding it with a square there. Right, so we can open this waist as a triangle. It's like an underwear line. And now another thing that I see now, so this leg comes out this way. Comes out this way, and this other one comes in like this. And again, slight curves. But if we're able to capture those curves and exaggerate them just a little bit, it gives us a lot of energy. So this knee sort of comes down to here, and this other one ends pretty much where the other one is. Alright, let's make it a little smaller, or move them up. And then I can see that the angle could be a bit more exaggerated because where this where this left hand is, sort of like this curve where that foot ends. The foot is at the same level of the shoulder, so I need to move all this to the right. Let's get this orange marker. So it's sort of like this hand. So it'll give me a lot more energy. All right, let's grab the legs and sort of curve them a lot more. Then I can fix the waist. All right. This foot comes out here. Let's see. There we go. Make this foot a little smaller. Oh, and then this one I can shrink it also. It's a lot more energy now in this sketch. The head sort of strays right in the center there. Maybe this leg also can be curved a lot more inward. And this arm. A little bit more into the hip. Make this a little bigger. Okay. This guy's pretty serious. Not much emotion in his face, although his beard is covered in most of his face. Let's just make his eyes for the sake of it like this. Alright, that's a basic skeleton. Now, let's go again. Let's make this guy purple. So lock the alpha, fill in layer, and here we have a purple guy. Purple lineup. Okay. Let's see again. Alright, so this last drawing, I'm gonna be making it a lot more serious using this guidelines. Let me lower the opacity in this one, like all the angles. So now I'm using all of these guidelines, which don't need to connect, just as guides. Shoulder a little more in. The bicep starts from there, and then the forearm will come in, and there's a curve too in this muscle here that I didn't notice when I was making the skeleton. Pushes the hand a little lower. Alright. My hand look like AI art. Like AI art did my hands. Okay. The collarbone, yes. I didn't mention anything about the collarbone, but in this one is sort of marking, sort of curving down instead of a straight line. And it's because he's also leaning a little forward. Alright, shoulder muscles sort of hinted at. And bicep comes out this way. This guy's pretty cut up, which helps to see the anatomy behind the structure. But all the muscles don't have to close or connect fully. But it does help to guide the anatomy right and see all the muscles in the right places. Okay, let's just like curve here. The wrist bones. And the head, we can make a big square for now. Big rectangle. Have the ear. Alright, let's add the mustache. And the beard pretty much takes over the chin. Close it up here and make this dark to indicate that there's shadows. His nose is pretty triangular. He has some sunglasses. I know you guys can see the reference, but it helps me to say it out loud so that I know what I'm drawing. So I'm focused on that. Because sometimes we're drawing something, but we're thinking about something else. So this helps. Alright, so, oops. The ear. Move it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, using Prisma, what is it called again? Prism Live Studio is a pretty neat uh, thing on the iPad, which you can stream on multiple places at the same time, and it's free. It's still in beta mode and beta testing, but it's pretty cool that you can screen share your streams. Yeah, and that allows you to make these VTubers, which are the little picture on the right. And right now I just have a placeholder there, but eventually I want to make it like pretty much have 4 emotions you can give it, and it can, as you speak and stuff, it moves and stuff. So right now it's just in place, my little campesino character. Alright, so we have something. Oh yeah, I didn't forget that you can just take away all these tools. Just leave like more blank canvas. Alright, so let's do his hand. And the hands can be tricky, but there's all these like little curves to accent the finger and the knuckle and just hint that is a hand. Let's take away this, guys. Alright, here we go. Rib cage, ab muscles. This guy's a pretty good model for anatomy. You can see all the muscles, and then you see all the like the angles that the muscles are moving. His belly button's right there. His rib cage. Okay. Oops. delete this alone, erase away, close that, and hide those things again. Okay. Oh yeah, the head comes out here. Let's yeah, let's darken this out. Why not? The glasses, let's fill it up. Let's hint the beard, where the chin is. Then this is all in shadow. And then I can draw a little bit with the eraser. All right. All right. Here's some short shorts. And having this pass through at first, it helps out a lot because we're just trying to capture the energy, capture the motion, and see what angles need to be, where everything needs to be, the negative space. So definitely, it's a takes a bit more time, but everything fits more anatomically correct, and then the energy you want to capture gets transplanted a little easier. Okay, so here I'm just gonna do the bone, the shin bone. Add a muscle right here, and this shadow is pretty harsh shadow right here, and scratch area. And I'm not too fond of the legs, so I always, uh, well, they're the last thing I draw anyways because they're on the bottom. But I tend to have a hard time sometimes with the kneecap, connecting the kneecap to um, the bottom part of the leg. Although I do this mechanism of doing like this cone-like thing for the thigh, then the kneecap is sort of like this thing that you never know what shape to make. Mostly a diamond, and then for the leg, it's like for the shin, the bottom part of the leg, sort of like this triangle or a diamond shape, or like kunai knives, like Naruto kunai knives with a curve. So it'll be like this. Well, it'll be like the calf muscle comes out, then it goes down with the curve. But the curve has a slight edge. Well, how do I explain this? This side of the leg has a slight point, and then it goes down. Then you can just make everything curve. But the point on the left side here is a lot smaller, and it's usually on an angle, sort of like the same as the ankle. Yeah. Okay. So we have this guy. Just gonna go in real quick and do some shadows, color in the underwear, or I mean the shorts. Just add some shading to it. And I'm gonna color in the harsher shadows. So shadow on the chest, shadow on the bicep. This is another study that I need to do. I need to get better at drawing shadows. Sometimes I spend too much time drawing shadows because I don't see them. Sometimes I draw what I think I'm looking at instead of what I'm really looking at. So shadow shape language is also really important to tell your characters and, well, to make your character stand out and not make them like muddy shadows. Alright, so, and I think I did this like a little too long. And maybe we can shrink it up. Yeah, but I definitely like this, the energy in this a lot better than the previous ones. Maybe this head, oops, go a bit higher, just stretch it out. And darken in this part, this part. Let's hide this guy now. I'm pretty happy with that. Just color in the shoes. Okay. Alright, and there we have it. Let's move this. It's gonna make a good thumbnail. And let's move this leg. Let's make it an orange. Let's cut and paste. Oops. No, it's in the wrong layer. Cut and paste. Make it orange. Alpha lock, orange, fill layer. So that we can just, yeah, we can just put it right here in the middle. And then the energy, let's make it red. Alpha lock, red, and fill in layer. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Nice little study. Just make some folds over here in the pants. This one's going down. Even though I bend the leg a little too much over here, I feel like it works. Some more detail on this beard and mustache. Curve it up. Alright. Take away this thing. Alright, and that's about made it here, I guess. I don't know whoever makes it. But yeah, last drawing compared to the first drawing is such a, let's see, so the first drawing was this. And now I'll just lay them out for posting purposes. But yeah, I feel like I want to do that one again, just to play around with a lot. Let's compare it real quick. What am I doing? Oops, guys, this thing froze. Okay, let's go to my action poses. Yeah, so I can definitely see that I made that one. Let's make all these in one layer. I mean, one group. Hide this. Yeah, definitely see that the spacing here could have been a lot better. But yeah, first drawing compared to last drawing. And I guess we can just compare to this drawing. Just in terms of energy, I feel like. I hope you practice your gesture drawings. And that's all for tonight.